the world. Welcome to day 5 of 52 Beers to Oman, your daily rep and review show for the ICC 2020 World Cup in Oman and the UAE. With me, as always, the umpire strikes back himself, Cricket Victoria's umpire supreme, Bharath.
Hello, Beefy. How are you?
Hey, good, man. How you been?
Yeah, good. It's a bit annoyed at myself. Still trying to. You had the predictions right yesterday, didn't you? You got both of them right.
I did.
And I got both of them wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did. Look, Namibia got some decent players, and I thought they might just have a little bit too much for the Dutch boys. But, you know, it's a hit and miss thing, really, if you're reliant on one player. And they kind of were, really, yesterday. But, yeah, he got them home, did the goods. I've got a couple of highlights coming up for David Wiese, but you picked him at the start of the tournament, so as a player to watch. So you were half right. Yeah,
but not on this game. I just didn't know. I was a bit puzzled with the whole Rant and Doshkata's role in the team because he didn't bowl or bat.
Yeah, bit strange. And the other one that got me, and probably a bit of naive captaincy, to be honest, was Seeler, Peter Seeler. He bowled 2 overs for 8 and didn't bowl out. I mean, he was probably going to bowl the last over. They did win with an over to spare. But, it just seemed very strange. But one of those things. And in the other game, Sri Lanka just had a little bit too much for Ireland.
Comprehensive. Yeah. I reckon they might go far in this tournament, Sri Lanka, young side, but
well, here's another thing that you did at the start of the tournament. You picked Hasaranga to be a shining light, and he came up with the goods last night as well.
He did. Good player.
Young player as well. That's the one thing. He's they should really be building a team around him. Let's face it, moving forward, I reckon.
Virat Kohli picked him up for the Royal Challengers Bangalore based on what he saw of him in the T20.
Right.
Against India. He said, I need him in the team. He's going to come good at some point. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we're going to go back to the Namibia game. I didn't realize this, even though they've played in loads of 50-over World Cups and a couple of 2020s. That is their first ever win.
Yes. Which is why I thought they may not make it, but oh well. Yeah. This is always the first time.
So let's have a quick look at David Wiese, a couple of shots and a bit of a celebratory play from the Wiesman.
Fred Klaassen, that's going the distance as well. What an innings from David Wiese. Plays around the world, comes up, qualifies for Namibia. It's a 53 in 29 balls. And at the moment, it looks like it could well be a match-winning innings.
Looking to finish it off, and there it is. Namibia would have dreamt of this. They would have imagined it. And now they get a chance to live it. What a special moment for Namibia. Winning a World Cup match for the first time.
Now, I didn't realize this. The coach of Namibia is a guy that I had a few run-ins with when I was playing a bit of Premier League cricket back in the UK in 2004. Pierre de Bruin is the coach of Namibia. And, me and him go back quite a long way, funnily enough, and nothing off the field. Obviously, he's only ever on the field, and I used to get him out quite regularly and smash him all around the park. So good luck to Pierre. He is a nice fellow. He really is.
So what sort of run-ins were there? Anything that got you suspended or something?
No, nothing like that. I'm too nice for that, Bharath. No, it was more how I played the game of cricket, really, and he didn't quite take kindly to that, and I'd like to talk to the batsman and try and get the upper hand a little bit, but I mean nothing malicious, but I mean it was all fun. Weirdly enough, late on in an innings once, I hit him for 6 the first ball I faced, straight back over his head. He wasn't too happy with that. I think he bounced me next ball, but he was quite sharp in his day, Pierre.
130s, you'd say? 130, 125?
No, he was quite quick. Yeah, he had a bit of a suspect action, actually. I think he might have even been banned from bowling, but he got 100, 200 first-class wickets at least. But he had a bit of a bent arm when he bowled. So, but his quicker one, his shorter one that was quick, he definitely bent his arm. Yeah. No, nice fella. No, real nice fella. It's good to see him, Namibia, get their first win.
Fantastic. Well done to them. And you could hear the excitement with the commentators as well. It's always good to see them win.
Exactly right. So going to the Sri Lanka game, Hasaranga, 71 of 47, also got 1 for 12. Ireland just crumbled away, 101 all out. But the crunch games later on for them in their group now, well, not really crunch games. I guess Sri Lanka, they've automatically qualified. But Ireland, they will need to beat, well, actually, they need to beat Namibia to get through. If Namibia knock them over, who knows? Now they're on a roll.
They could make it. Another knock from David Wiese, and that could be the difference.
We shall wait and see. Curtis Camphor also continuing his good form. I don't know if he got any wickets, but 24 of 28 as well. So he bats and bowls, does Curtis Camphor?
He does. They have a few in their team who can do a bit of both, can't they?
No, that's exactly. As Dermot Reeves used to call them, bits and pieces cricketers.
Spoken by the king of bits and pieces himself.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Now, here's the tables. Sri Lanka are top. They've already basically qualified, mainly because of their net run rate. But like I said, Ireland, Namibia, very, very close. So I suppose if Namibia win off the last, they're going to go to 4 points. Of course they are. So it's all to play for in that group. Namibia, Ireland, it is a last chance saloon. And tonight, Scotland are top of the group. Oman and Bangladesh second and third. Bangladesh are playing Papua New Guinea, so highly likely they will go to 4 points and go through with a decent run rate. If Oman win, yes, they will go ahead of Scotland on run rate because their net run rate is higher. So, another must-win one-off game, Scotland versus Oman.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it? They've beaten Bangladesh, they've beaten Papua New Guinea, yet they find themselves in a must-win situation.
Yeah.
Scotland. Interesting.
All right.
Almost reminds me of that soccer World Cup, when New Zealand were unbeaten yet couldn't make it.
That's right. They were the only unbeaten team in the whole tournament in the end and didn't even get out the group stages.
It would be unfortunate, but I reckon it could happen. There's a good chance of that happening.
So here's the little bit of betting for tonight. Bangladesh $1.05. I can't see Papua New Guinea doing that. And then we move on to the other game. Oman, $2.45 against Scotland. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb again. I think Oman may get up tonight playing at home. I think they've look, if their top order come off, they will post a big score. But I just think crowd behind them, I think they might have enough. And we go back to the conditions. I think Oman may play better in their home conditions than Scotland will do.
I agree. Jatinder Singh is in good form as well. A couple of big knocks in the two games he's played. So
and Bilal, I like the left arm quick. I think he's got something about him.
He is good.
Now, there was a little bit of movement in the overall betting last night. Obviously, we've lost the Netherlands and Papua New Guinea. They've gone off the charts. India have firmed. Somebody's put a big load of rupees on India. And also, the money's come in for England, which is quite interesting because I don't think England have even won one of their warm-up games so far. So not sure where the punters are putting their money and why.
Oh, look, a couple of things. India, with the warm-ups, they beat Australia quite convincingly. They beat England. And that would have played a part in people looking at that in the warm-ups and going, India are a chance. With England, I don't know if it's Morgan's comments or what it is, because he said that he's willing to drop himself in order for England to win the tournament.
Oh, okay. Well, he's not in great form. I think he only got 10 last night and didn't look very comfortable. I'll tell you the surprising thing about last night, though, is India's quest to find a sixth bowler. They've turned to Virat Kohli.
He wasn't bad when he first came on the scene. He was decent with his medium pace trundlers, but went off the scene. He got smacked by I think it was Albie Morkel in the IPL once got
Right.
him playing for Chennai. Took him for 26 or something in an over and started to reduce his bowling ever since.
Okay.
And
All right.
never
That
bowled
was
himself as
I
captain.
was going to say that was the first time I think I've ever seen him bowl. The one alarming, is it alarming? The one thing from last night, I see the West Indies have gone out to 750. They got absolutely hammered by Afghanistan last night. But I've written my notes here. Both Afghan openers got 50, but Mohammad Nabi, 3 for 2 off his 4 overs.
Yeah, he's a crafty spinner, Nabi. Nabi, Rashid Khan, they'll be quite a handful. I won't be surprised if they upset a few teams. You can't call it upset though. They are quite strong. Did Mujib play? Do you remember Mujibur
I'm not
Rahman?
sure. I just had a quick look, but obviously they're using 8 or 9 bowlers, and everyone's getting a bat, and people are getting the 50 and retiring and things like that. So, but like I said, I think Afghanistan 195 and the West Indies got 130. So that's a big win, even in a warm-up game.
Cause for concern with West Indies. They've gone very slow in the couple of games they've played so far. Except for Pollard, no one's looked like they're in touch.
No. Now, we've had a bit of fun with, we've had the theme tune for the 2020 World Cup. We've had the anthem for Sri Lanka. We had a look at the Papua New Guinea dressing room when they qualified a few years ago. Tonight, I'm just going to I found something for the Dutch put out when they qualified for the 2020 World Cup. It's quite funny. And apologies to any Richmond fans. You will know what I'm talking about very, very soon.
We fielded like guns. Very nervous. It's nervous for everyone, you know that. But we came out on the big stage and showed exactly how good Dutch cricket is, how good you guys are. And you all deserve it. There was times in Oman and leading in, it was very easy to think this can't happen. But we stuck together, we regrouped, and today we showed just how good we are. And I'm so proud, I can't.
Very funny, that. Very funny. That was led by Pete Boren. There was another guy when I was playing in the UK. Pete Boren was playing in the division below, who obviously captained Holland for about 10 years in the end. Yeah. But I think he's had to retire either due to injuries or he's probably getting a bit old. I think he's probably my age, Pete. But yeah, it was good to see the Dutch boys and what it means to them. But I don't know. I mean, they just, ever since they came into the World Cups, let's say 20, 25 years ago, they just don't seem to have progressed, unfortunately.
Now, 96 was when they first started playing. And I think Roland Lefebvre was the captain.
And ex-Glamorgan, yeah. He was at Glamorgan when I was there.
Yeah, he was captain. And they seemed very enthusiastic and so on. But beyond that, they've never really come through with the goods. They had a couple of decent players, but they haven't come together as a team.
No, they've probably, like I said, they've probably been the same talent level all the way along, and they've brought in a few overseas from South Africa and Australia, but they just don't seem to have made that next step, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, they've had a number of chances, though. They've been given a few chances by the ICC compared to some of the other teams. So.
All right, so where we're poised at the minute, Sri Lanka are probably going to win Group A. They'll go into Group 1. The Bangers are probably going to win Group B, and they will go into Group 2. It is between Ireland and Namibia to fill that final spot in Group 2. And the big one tonight, Scotland versus Oman. I don't think we'd ever envisage that was going to happen, but Scotland-Oman possibly to get into Group 1 with England, Australia, South Africa, and the West Indies. Mate, I'm going to put you on the spot. India have won all their warm-up games. Who do you think is going to win the tournament? Who's looking good to you?
India.
I thought you might say that.
For sure. I'd be surprised. There are a few things going on. One is India are in good form. They won the warm-up games. The other is Virat Kohli has a lot to prove. It's his last tournament as the T20 captain of India. He has never won a global tournament as captain. So he'd have a few things to prove. And they also have the calming influence of MS Dhoni in the back rooms. So I think there are a few things going well for them. There's a problem of plenty with the bowlers and the batsmen.
Yep.
Good problem to have. I don't see any team putting it across them, but look, they've looked good in the previous editions and lost as well. So you never know.
No, I think, I know they're favourites, but, you can't ask more than that. Let's hope they do perform. All righty, we look forward to the crunch games tonight. Bangladesh, Papua New Guinea, and Oman versus Scotland. Can't wait for that one. Bharath, thanks, man. We will see you again, same time, same place tomorrow.
See you, Beefy. Good night.
No worries.